I think I have already spoken to you about my addiction to the C-mount lens, only because they are so cheap and because they are also good. I mean, they are working extremely great with the Canon eos-m and the Magic Lantern, because they are just crop mode settings presets that are just accepting and working fine with C-mount lenses. I mean, there are C-mount lenses that are working in the highest resolution, in the best crop mode presets. So being a C-mount lens doesn't really means that it's not usable all over the settings of the crop mode on Magic Lantern. What I learned is that starting from 25 millimeters, 35, 40, 50, 70, and all the way until, I don't know, 300, the C-mount doesn't vignette. So there's no vignetting. But starting from 60 millimeters and going under 60 millimeters, there's vignetting with the 1:3 crop mode, meaning that the presets 5.2K, 4.8K, 4.4K, and so on and so forth. So all the presets in the 1:3 crop mode, there's just a lot of vignetting with the C-mount lenses less than 16 millimeters. Because right now, you see, I'm recording with the COMPUTAR TV lens, the 60 millimeter TV lens with a maximum aperture of 1.4, and I'm using the crop mode 1:1, the preset 2.8K 14 bits RAW. It's working the 3K also, but 3K, I see that with the light it's a little bit, sensitive. I will speak about this also, that is good to know with the Canon eos-m. What is the strong points and the less stronger points or negative points of the Magic Lantern on the Canon eos-m. So 2.8K, for me, it's the best setting with this lens. But today, I want to introduce you another lens, another C-mount lens, because I'm just addicted. Now, this C-mount lens is a zoom lens, and I have already spoken to you about two zoom lenses. The first, and I will put up here a link to the very first zoom lens, TV zoom lens. And then again, I will put right here, if it's possible, the second zoom lens that I have presented you. That was the COMPUTAR TV Zoom Lens. And both of them, I did found it really good, extremely good. But today there's another one, and this one I bought it because the other ones have the maximum aperture of 1.8. Now, this one has the maximum aperture of 1.2. And this is a COMPUTAR TV Zoom Lens starting from 12.5 millimeters to 75 millimeter focal length, but the maximum aperture of 1.3. And as I want to try out zoom lens or lenses, I like fast lenses. I mean, obviously I like fast lenses. In the daylight, they are not so important, although using an ND filter in the daylight can be important, because you can stop down 1.2 and then use an ND filter, and then you have that creamy background and the separation with the subject and the background. But mostly the fast lens, for me, it's important in the low light situation, because the only problem with the Canon eos-m is really the low light. Low light is some kind of enemy to the Canon eos-m with the Magic Lantern, but also the harsh lights, daylight, sunlights also are enemies to the Canon EOS-M with the magic lantern. But I will speak about that in another episode. So today, and let me just show you this beautiful lens. Here we have, all right. So here it's good. It's a beautiful and small, relatively, zoom lens. And you see here, right, COMPUTAR. And you see the zoom range like this, starting from 12.8, 12.5 to 75. Now, 12.5 and 75, I got the feeling that this is something standard with these CCTV zoom lenses, around 12.5 or 17.5 to 75 or 105. This is the focal length range for them. Now, the lens inside, it's very clean, very proper. Now, I don't know if you can see, yeah, you can see it here. Look at this here. You see those two screws there? That's the system for zooming. Now, unfortunately, the downside, these things are worst thing in a CCTV lens, meaning that when you stop down, for example, at 1.2, 1.4, and you get that bokeh effect and that smooth effect in the background, well, if there are lights and you obtain normally those bulky round, lights, color lights, well, in those color lights, round lights, you will have these two nudges, which are really annoying and ruins that creamy, great bokeh effect of the lights. So you, in that light, ring light, you will have these two nudges. And this is the same thing for every CCTV zoom lens, unfortunately, because they are built with the same system, with these two nudges. So this is one thing that you should know about these lenses. And it's annoying for me also. Now, backside, this is the backside, the C-mount lens, the screw, and it's fairly big. You see the glass, so maybe vignetting will not be problematic with this one. Well, we will see it. And yeah, of course, let me just show you, made in Japan. On every, I think only Japan makes CCTV lenses. I'm just kidding. I don't know for a fact, but yeah. And I wanted to show you, yes, here you see 1.2, the maximum f-stop. That's great for low light. So let me just put it on the camera, because right now I'm filming on the Canon, right? The Canon EOS-M with the magic lantern. So I will put it on the camera and we will test inside now with the zoom, starting from 12.5 until the 75 millimeters. You can see it also that in the crop mode 1:3 at the highest resolution, 5.2K 14 bits RAW, it's just a lot of vignetting, so it's not usable. 4.4K, unfortunately, is the same thing. So I got the impression that the crop mode 1:3 and all those presets in the crop mode 1:3 are just not usable. So I go directly to the crop mode 1:1. Okay, so I'm in the crop mode 1:1 and the preset 3K, and it seems that it's working fine. And I'm at 12 millimeter, 12.5 millimeter, and it's just working fine. So crop mode 1:1, it's okay. 2.8K also, it's working fine. So every preset in the 1:1 crop mode is working, like 3K, 2.8K, 2.5K, I'm sure it's working. So most of them are working. And so this is really a cool thing. Now, what I observe is that I think that I'm that close because I want to just show you. So this is 1.2. So I get the impression that at 1.2, f-stop a little bit is, soft the image. That can be a good idea or good thing or a bad thing. But if I'm stopping down a little bit, then the image is getting sharp and nice. So yeah, and then we can zoom in. I just wanted to see if it's focal, but it's not, unfortunately. So now I will not, go with all the zoom scales because it doesn't make any sense. Just just like this. But what I see is that this lens, although it has a lot of focus breathing, if I don't know if you can see it there, you see? Look, for me, it's because this is the focusing, right? Now I'm focusing and it has a lot of focus breathing, focal, I don't know, aberration. How can you say that? Because look, so overall, this lens it's quite a strange lens because you see now it's like some kind of vignetting. Let me just put it on a 2.5K because it's true, all of them, the majority were at 2.5K. So let me just put on 2.5K. So now I'm at 2.5K and yeah, so the vignetting, it's not there. And the focus breathing is still there, you see? This is focus breathing, unfortunately. And yeah, now I'm too close. Just go back like here. Yeah, there is a little bit of focus breathing, but nothing, extraordinarily bad. But yeah, I mean, I think it's enough for inside testing. And this is more interesting to test it outside. And maybe this one, I will test it a little bit with a low light situation because it's 1.2, but it's not par focal. So par focal means that if I'm putting, for example, at 1.2, right? And I'm changing like, I don't know, the zoom, it should remain focused. And what would be even nicer if it wouldn't lose the light also. But obviously not everything is possible. But anyway, this was the COMPUTAR TV Zoom Lens starting from 12.5 to 75 millimeters. Maximum f-stop aperture is 1.2, so that's cool, that's extraordinary. Unfortunately, you have seen it, the focus breathing pretty high, and then I forgot to mention about those two, the Kova and the Fujinon, but those also, they have those two nudges inside. That's the mechanism. So if you are recording something lights in, and you are making it bokeh effect, there will be two nudges in that round circle, unfortunately. But beside that, it's still a good lens. It's very usable. I mean, even inside, because you have the zooming capabilities. However, for the first look, even though this goes down to 1.2, I got the impression the other two are better, but this is just the impression. And I definitely have to test it outside also. I mean, to see how in low light situation is doing, because definitely 1.2 can go in the low light part also. It's not f 0.95, but still. So yeah, definitely extended testing outside with this lens also.